Gateshead rather, having to make one change from the side. That one at Workington. Their hooker Dan Smith out with a hand injury. Stuart Kane is at fullback. Stuart Sanderson, Kevin Neighbour, Ben McAlpine, Graham Stevenson, Neil Thorman and Daniel Russell. And in the forwards for the Thunder, Jason Payne, Lewis McPhail, Tabua Thaka, Dylan Nash, Michael Knowles and Dean Jameson. And on the bench, Ryan Clark, Netana Suka, Matt Barron and Brendan Halad for the coach, Dave Woods. This is how the Doncaster side lines up, with Zeb Luisi at fullback. Then it's Dean Colton, Andreas Bauer, Sean Leaf, Wayne Retty, Kyle Briggs and Luke Gale. No Kyle Wood because of injury. In the forwards then for Doncaster, Michael Haley, Corey Laurie, Alex Benson, Peter Green, Craig Lawton and Josh Whedon. And on the bench, Nathan Freer, Mark Castle, Chris Buttery and Chris Lawson for the coach, Ellery Hanley. Welcome to Kingston Park on North Tyneside. Now, normally Gateshead Thunder can be found playing at Gateshead International Stadium, but they've moved over the river here to Kingston Park, home of the Newcastle Falcons, to test the water and to celebrate their big night when they will be crowned as National League 2 champions. And they're just trying to find out whether there is an appetite this side of the river for the game of the Rugby League. And of course, here on Tyneside, they love a winning side. And Gateshead Thunder are a winning side at the moment, and that's no mean achievement, is it, considering where they were last season?
No, it's very rare in sport to see a side go from the bottom to the top in the space of 12 months. And it's the reward for a lot of hard work that's taken place here with the Gateshead club. They've almost set a new standard this year in this division, both with their attack and their defence, and it's been fantastic for the people who've followed the club, the journey and the performances along the way. I'm just hoping that tonight against this Doncaster side, they're able to show just what a great team of rugby league players they are.
And a lot of these supporters who are in the main stand here at Kingston Park have stuck with the club through thick and thin, and it has been mainly thin because, of course, they were back in '99 in Super League, and things went sour for them there. There was the controversial merger with Hull FC. They had to regroup. They've been through some real traumas in that time. To get to this point is a great achievement for everybody involved with the club.
Well, firstly, they talked about survival, and that was a great achievement for the club. But they're now also looking at her expansion, and the fact that they're able to do that, again, shows the growth of rugby league in the North East. A lot of hard work's taken place, especially over the last 3 years, but even almost over a decade. And if rugby league is to survive and to grow and expand in this part of the country, then it needs a grassroots development philosophy. That's what's taken place. There are now juniors and open age sides playing at this level, and it's one of the reasons why Gateshead tonight, with several local players themselves, are at the top of this competition.
Well, yes, just looking at this Gateshead side, OK, there are 6 Australians in the team, and a lot is made of that, but you've also got 2 Fijians, and then you've got 9 English players in the 17, and 4 of those are very much local players as well, which is a great achievement, isn't it?
And for the long-term success of this club, that has to continue. Some great support here tonight, nice little atmosphere building, and we've got potentially a great game of rugby league on our hands, because Doncaster, you know, they've got some talent in their side as well. This won't be a rollover at all, and with Doncaster eyes on the playoff places, Ellery Hanley is determined that his team will come here tonight and be very competitive, if not go away with an upset.
Well, yes, Doncaster 5th in the table. A win tonight would take them up to 4th, albeit briefly. And it has been their target this season. OK, the owner, Craig Harrison, has been misquoted as saying that he might walk away from the club. He has categorically stated that that is not going to be the case. Similarly to Doncaster, a lot of time and effort and money has been invested in their success this season, hasn't it?
Yeah, Doncaster have got a very strong squad on show tonight, but there's an expectation, I think, here at this ground tonight that the Gateshead side will put on a real show. I know there's a little bit of pressure on them, there is some expectation, but the coach is determined, and the coach has put tremendous effort in. In 12 months, the sense of achievement and fulfilment for everybody with the club is fantastic. They're on a fantastic journey. They have been for the full season. Can it continue for one more match tonight?
Well, the Gateshead Thunder players taking the field to a great reception from a good crowd for them here tonight. Their best this season, 602, and they're pretty confident of topping that. And for the first time in Gateshead Thunder's history, a queue outside the ground. Well, maybe they might have had the odd queue in the old 1999 Super League days, but queues have been very, very rare non-existent, you'd have to say, in the intervening times. And so to see people queuing to get into this Kingston Park ground is a great fillip for the club. But just looking at these Doncaster players who are waiting while all this goes on, all the celebrating, they are out to spoil the fun here tonight. Well, let's see how that shapes up. We'll join our commentary team, led by Ben Pro.
Ronnie Lawton is the referee for this, what Gateshead hope is a title party. Sunday's championship triumph could be the catalyst for big changes in the North East too, with a potential name change, full-time squad and a permanent move here, all possibilities for 2009. But Doncaster, of course, out to spoil the champions' big night and advance their own promotion ambitions. And they have games in hand, and a bonus point at least tonight would overhaul Keighley in fourth, putting them in pole position for a home draw and that second chance in the playoffs. And Gateshead have the first possession of this match. Lewis McPhail taking the ball up. This is Stuart Sanderson now. They'll want to set the tempo early on, Terry.
We just saw Jason Payne take the ball, and Thacker ball. We saw him just leading into the kickoff, how big and how powerful he really looks. This Gateshead side really like to attack. They've scored more points than anyone in this National League 2, and they're out here for a big night.
Jason Payne now at the centre of the field for Gateshead Thunder. It's Thorman who waits. The kick comes in from Dan Russell, the captain. It's a good kick as well, just a little bit too strong in the end. Looked like Zeb Luisi had lost that.
There's a little bit of wind, Ben, from right to left as we're looking on your screens. Probably the determining factor in that kick. Going out, drifting out. Doncaster will be happy to have seen the first set. They'll look to knock out the sets, and Gateshead, they'll just look to complete and just settle in. There's a lot expected of the Gateshead side, but they'll just want to settle, grind out some sets.
Alex Benson with the latest charge. It's Corey Laurie who waits. Laurie goes to the left-hand side this time to bring in the captain, Peter Green. He's over halfway for the Doncaster side. Laurie again. Inside of him this time is Luke Gale. Comes back for Kyle Briggs in the end, a kick. Testing Doncaster this time, and you can see the sun causing a problem in these early stages. Both teams going to the air, sensible tactics as Graham Stevenson carries the ball away from the Gateshead danger area now.
Safe set hands there from Stuart Kane. He just wanted to get his hands on the ball. I saw him practicing out there on the backfield in the warm-up, them catching them high balls. Because in the bottom left-hand corner, it's really, the sun's so bright. I thought that Doncaster would have really targeted early on this left-hand side, instead definitely Stuart Sanderson.
Thacker and Michael Knowles put Gateshead in a decent position now. Thorman for Jameson, this time with a kick. Testing Dean Colton on that Doncaster right-hand side, and Colton cuts back in field. Good chase, though, coming in from Gateshead Thunder. It was Neil Thorman who eventually effected the tackle, and Wayne Retty now. The wingers coming in to do some work for Doncaster. Laurie gets the ball away. That's good defence, though, coming in from Knowles. Making Doncaster fight for every metre forward here. The champions of National League 2, they want to crown the season in style here at Kingston Park. But it's a good tackle coming in there from Michael Knowles. The kick on the last. Again, difficult for the Gateshead defence. Just trying to get away from the danger area again. Good run this time from Kevin Neighbour.
Thacker again, pushing through, looking for that ball, hungry for work. Very destructive runner, the number 10, given the captaincy tonight. Gateshead already won the championship, of course. You wonder what mental state they're in for this game. I think they want to enjoy the night's work.
Thorman finds Dylan Nash, but the offload all wrapped up by Craig Lawton there for Doncaster. Last one for Gateshead Thunder. Comes back for Dan Russell this time, and Russell's kick. Zeb Luisi stationed in the perfect position there. Not a lot of pressure applied either, and Luisi able to launch the counter for Doncaster.
Zeb Luis is a very important player for Doncaster. Probably been the most consistent performer this month. Probably the best performer this month. He runs the show at the back.
Doncaster already triumphed at Gateshead this season, won 31-26 in a Northern Rail Cup quarter-final qualifier. So, although not on this ground, they have won in the northeast. Could be important at the end of this one. Corey Laurie gets the ball away again.
Already what's impressive about this Gateshead defence is how compressed they are. They're really dominating Doncaster. Doncaster's back three, Baz has already talked about Zeb Luisi, Dean Colton, Wayne Retty, guys who really get him on the front foot, but defensively they started so strong.
Kyle Briggs' kick hung up in the wind, but then bounced favourably from a Doncaster perspective, and that's sent Stuart Sanderson scuttling back. He's got the possession back for his side. This is Kevin Neighbour now, and Neighbour flattened by a big hit there by Kyle Briggs. Felt that the Gateshead centre. More good work in defence coming in from Alex Benson for the visitors. That time on Jason Payne. Russell gets the ball away, and it's Ben McAlpine who's escaped the net. McAlpine has support on his inside from Stuart Kane. Corey Laurie is chasing, and Corey Laurie with an important tackle there to cut Stuart Kane down. Danger not over yet though, and Ben McAlpine finds Lewis McPhail, and Lewis McPhail goes in for the first try for Gateshead Thunder. The promotion party going as planned after 4 minutes here in the northeast. Lewis McPhail, 6th try of the season, gives Gateshead Thunder the perfect start.
That's exactly what Dave Woods would have expected in an ideal world. Keeping the sets, keeping the arm wrestle. For the opening 6 minutes, they've been near on perfect. A great right foot step. Puts them in the clear. And just look at Laurie Corey here. Great work from him, but it's not enough. Gateshead reacting first. Lovely little ball inside. And Lewis McPhail, the grateful recipient. Lovely speed. Makes the right decision. And this is the right decision as well. He's caught. Decides not to risk that offload to the supporting player on his right. Lovely little ball. First points to Gateshead.
Lewis McPhail in the side. Due to that injury to Dan Smith, the broken thumb he has suffered, and Dan Russell now to try and improve that try. The flags go up, so Gateshead with the perfect start, as I say. The try coming in from Lewis McPhail, converted by Dan Russell, and they lead by 6 points to 0, and Dave Woods will be delighted with this start, Terry.
Lewis McPhail come up with that break. Absolutely fantastic, but what was good about him, he had the presence of mind to get down the opposite side of the pitch, stay in the play and set up that try. They've started off really strong, with runs like this. Look at that, is the determined run. Get them on the front foot, the outside backs get in and try and get the quick play of the ball for destructive runs like this.
Jason Payne with that run. This is Thacker now. Sanderson. That's the try scorer McPhail, and Gateshead already just 5 metres short of the halfway line. Russell again. Michael Knowles with a strong run. Really punishing runs coming in from the Gateshead forwards early on. Back for Russell, the captain. That was Dean Colton out there, and Colton's done really well to collect that under pressure from Andreas Bauer.
Kevin Neighbour was leading that kick chase, putting all kinds of pressure under the Doncaster player. Situations like that, you just got to keep your eyes on the ball, do the job in hand, which is just secure the ball.
Beg your pardon, it was Kevin Neighbour who was applying that pressure. This, meanwhile, is Laurie once more for Doncaster. They need to reply, get some field position of their own as well.
And do you know what, Ben? He's the player that they're going to look to. Corey Laurie, we've seen him in many games on Sky Sports this year. He's the big player, the big inspirational player who sets the standards. He led that, he chased back to get hold of the Gateshead player, and he's back first to bring the ball back.
Experience of the NRL, Corey Laurie, with New Zealand Warriors, 4 appearances in 2007. This, meanwhile, is Stevenson, and now the other winger there, Stuart Sanderson. Just 2 tackles gone. Gateshead about to cross the halfway line again. It was Thorman. It's the ball away for Thaka.
Hold 3 on your line. 3 and hold. 3. Go.
McPhail.
Hands out. Josh.
That was Russell. And another charge forward, but the ball is lost. Thorman tries to continue the movement, but Jason Payne had already knocked the ball on.
A real shame for Jason Payne. He's had a great start to the half. Just fails to keep hold of that under a little bit of pressure from Doncaster. A few arms in. Thumb not round the ball and surrenders possession. Good opening 9 almost 10 minutes from that fella.
Actually on loan from the Tigers last season. He made the move to the North East permanent in 2008. Kyle Briggs from the base of the scrum, and then Dean Colton trying his luck on the opposite side.
Gateshead have been very consistent this year. They've not had a lot of long-term injuries. They've been able to field more or less the same side, so they're getting used to the patterns of play. They're getting used to the big playmaking Daniel Russell, and they just all seem to gel. They know what each other wants, and what they do, they work as a team, and they work very well for each other.
When Gateshead won at Doncaster in June, they were leading 20 points to 2 at half-time. Both these sides know how to beat each other in 2008. Dan Russell, the star of the show on that occasion, 5 goals and a drop goal. Doncaster in possession, 8 metres short of halfway. It's back for Luke Gale, and Gale's kick eventually collected. Sun continuing to be a factor. It's a good chase coming in from Luisi.
And there could be some problems now for the Gateshead side. Lewis McPhail's just limped off the pitch. David Woods is going to want to get his man back out there. He's had a very good 11 minutes directing his troops around the middle, working very well with Daniel Russell. Dave Woods is just checking on with him on the touchline.
Well, Dan Smith already out with that broken thumb, and Lewis McPhail now in trouble. Gateshead do have possession in the shape there of Jason Payne. It's Ryan Clark who's moved into the hooking role, and Dan Russell's kick trapped by the feet there of Wayne Retty. Retty just trying to use his pace to get past the first line of defence, but Ben McAlpine holds for Gateshead. Well, a big hit this time comes in from Michael Knowles. Sean Leaf felt that. And now Luke Gale. Tackle around the top from Michael Knowles. Another big hit this time from Jameson. Corey Laurie in the engine room, gets an offload away, and then a couple of offloads later, Doncaster keep possession. It's Luke Gale's kick, testing Andreas Bauer, and Bauer. It's Neighbour, in fact, who manages to defuse the situation for Gateshead.
Doncaster will need a better finish to the set than that. A Gateshead defender put pressure on. I think it was Josh Whedon who was forced to offload. Zeb Luisi put a hurried kick in. They need to finish the sets better. It's been a very disciplined start. There's only been one unforced error. The opening 12 or 13 minutes, it's all about that arm wrestle we talk about.
An arm wrestle led by Gateshead at the moment, and the kick sends Dean Colton retreating back towards his own line. No penalties so far, and Colton's run is a sideways one. He had support there from Andreas Bauer, couldn't get the ball away. And the Gateshead line in the faces of these Doncaster players. That was Josh Whedon with that hit up. Laurie. Again, it's good defence this time on show from Dean Jameson.
And it's easy for this Gateshead side to defend because it's just one up off the ruck. There's no real support, although Kyle Briggs was and losing the ball, putting them under pressure. Corey Lowry going mad with his players. They've just got to get to the set to 6. This Gateshead side are playing with a lot of confidence now, especially that man Jason Payne in your shot.
Alex Benson it was who knocked on. You could see the reaction of the Gateshead players. They are really up for this match.
But to be fair, Tez, the hallmark of an Ellery Hanley team is low risk, low errors, complete your sets and tire the opposition out and work hard on defence.
But what they could do though, mate, they could give some shape to the ball. They could stand a bit wider the players. They're not throwing anything at this Gateshead side.
Gateshead have an injury and back play as well. It's Stuart Kane, the fullback, as we see the penalty again.
Luke Gale, who has hands in at the ruck and he's penalised. Yeah, you're right. Stuart Kane went down really uncomfortable and he's actually limping away now. There's the left hand from Luke Gale.
He's limping off Stuart Kane, 18 tries this season, and that's a big blow for Gateshead. They're in possession though in a good area of the field as well. Ryan Clark to Thaka. Gets to within 5 metres of that Doncaster line. Ryan Clark again on a run around. They're looking so dangerous close to this line. It's a quick play of the ball as well. And Michael Knowles trying to stretch over. It's great defence from Doncaster though.
And that just shows the determination from this Doncaster side. They want to spoil the party from Gateshead. A big challenge though. You see Wayne Retty come flying in. Corey Lowry again putting his weight to the ball, making sure the Gateshead player didn't ground the ball in the corner.
And Luke Gale was the instigator in that defensive play. He was the guy that made the mistake and he's shown the character and tried to make up. Good stuff, Luke Gale.
Go. 3, get off him! 3.
Lewis McPhail and Stuart Kane off the field for Gateshead. Doncaster in possession in the shape of Craig Lawton. Possession in the opposition half as well for Doncaster. That's a rarity, and this is Kevin Neighbour.
They had the numbers on the right then, Doncaster. The 3-on-2. Kevin Neighbour needed to be good. Put a good shot on Corey Lowry. Came up with the error.
Thaka with the latest hit up for Gateshead. Bill has news on those two Gateshead injuries. Bill?
Yeah, not all going according to plan for the Thunder, because following Lewis McPhail off the field was fullback Stuart Kane, and he was, if anything, in even more pain than the hooker. McPhail still on the sidelines, ice on the knee, and the word is that he will be able to come back. But Stuart Kane didn't look that good, and they've taken him straight to the dressing room.
3, go.
Gateshead on the last tackle.
Give him 10.
Kick
Give him 10. Give him
from Thorman. It's a raking kick as well, but great positioning there from Zeb Luisi.
Go, give him 10. Offside.
The Gateshead chase all offside, so that's relieved the pressure on this Doncaster
Big Sue could just come on the field now in place of Ben McAlpin, but he's just offside, trying to get into the game. But what safe hands from Zeb Luisi. Didn't take his eyes off the ball, even with the pressure from the Doncaster players.
Zeb Luisi, Super League experience at Harlequins, of course. Corey Lowry's pass. It's Kyle Briggs. That's Luke Gale, and Gale's pass not the best. It's Josh Whedon on his knees on the ground there. Gale again, working towards that left-hand side. 3 tackles gone for Doncaster. Again, they're in the Gateshead half of the field. It's a good run coming in from Matt Barrett. Substitute will play the ball for Lowry. Luke Gale. It's a probing kick from Gale. Just too strong, but will be a good field position gain from Doncaster, and they will be happy to be in this part of the field.
Doncaster be quite happy with that kick. Modern day rugby league players like the ball to stay on the pitch, but Kyle Briggs has judged that. Not quite perfect, but they'll be happy enough to camp out at this part of the pitch. Make Gateshead work hard, try and put some pressure on them near their own line.
Gateshead in possession from the base of the scrum, but they're going to have to bring the ball away from their own line here. It's a good, solid run forward, though, from Michael Knowles. Clinched that National League 2 title last week with the 22-14 victory at Workington. But the coach, a demanding figurehead, really, critical of the side after securing the title. He wants a better display as Gateshead are crowned champions of National League 2. Ryan Clark back for Dan Russell. Russell's kick again is a good one if it can stay in the field of play. It has. And it's Wayne Retty who will be asked to bring the ball away.
See them shots down. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa!
A little bit of pushing and shoving there. Wayne Retty getting involved with Dylan Nash. Taking exception to the high tackle. There's no doubt it was a high tackle. More of a lunge than anything. He's worked hard on his kick chase. Wayne Retty here. Yeah, just a lunge, just with the wrist or hand part of his arm. Neither one wanting to give up. Swapping phone numbers, I think.
Where is it?
It's a relieving penalty for Doncaster, thanks to that involvement from Dylan Nash.
All right, don't get involved in anything else afterwards.
Just apologises for the error, and Dave Woods will not be happy that Gateshead had an opportunity to apply some pressure there.
Wait for his foot.
But Wayne Retty's got to be more composed as well. He got the penalty. He can't carry it on afterwards. He's got to get the ball straight to his hooker or to his half-backs, kick the ball out, get on with the game. This Gateshead side are really starting to control the game, starting to control the speed of the game. And look at them, even when they're defending, it's an attacking play. They're shooting out the line, they're trying to dislodge the ball and trying to come up with the ball in the right areas of the pitch.
Corey Laurie plays the ball. It's Luke Gale now. It's surrendered possession though, and Michael Knowles seized on that for Gateshead immediately, and now they're back on the front foot again.
And that comes from the Gateshead players getting off the line and getting them purple jerseys in front of the guys carrying the ball. They're trying to put them off and knock them off the game.
Natani Suka plays the ball. Ben McAlpine trying to find a way through this Doncaster rearguard. He's taken a couple with him, and Luke Gale, I beg your pardon, makes the tackle. That's Suka again, 2 strong runs in this sequence. Ellery Hanley's men have to defend this set. Dan Russell. Dylan Nash now.
Help! Help! 4 on your line, 4.
This is Neil Thorman, and Thorman finds Jason Payne. Payne gets Gateshead ominously to within 5 metres. Dean Jameson now with a kick, and it was looking for Kevin Neighbour. The danger's still not over, and Neighbour does touch the ball down.
Is he
Kevin
offside,
Neighbour's
though,
persistence, is it going to be rewarded here?
Could be offside, Kevin Neighbour. The great chase from Gateshead.
Yeah, check for offside. Not for a knock-on.
Dean Jameson put a delicate little kick in. Here he is. I think it's after the initial contact, after it rebounds off a couple of people. Kicks in, rebounds once, and as you can see, Kevin Neighbour's in front of the ball, tries to put it down. I think this will be a no try. Which player does it touch? Does it touch Suka? Would that be a forward or a knock-on? A couple of decisions for the video ref to look at. I don't think there's any doubt. I don't think it's a try.
Checking for the grounding.
Might be wrong. I don't think he's grounded it either, Tez.
Kevin Neighbour looking for a 19th try of the season.
Confirming it's a try.
Ronnie Lawton waits for the consultation. The try is awarded. Kevin Neighbour has his 19th of the season. And more importantly, Gateshead go another step towards securing their title, being awarded champions in style. Kevin Neighbour, Gateshead's all-time appearance record holder with 168 over 7 years with his local club. And he knows, well, he will be a proud man as they are crowned champions later tonight.
This is just a reward for hard work here from Kevin Neighbour. He's in the right place. For me, I don't think it's a try, but it's given by the referee. He works hard. There's a schmozzle to see who gets to the ball. And the video referee has judged that he's got that down, he's got downward pressure, and he's not onside, so that's a try.
Kevin Neighbour, 3-try hero when Gateshead clinch promotion against Blackpool. 5 tries in his last 3 games. And a tough kick for Dan Russell, the captain. Successful with his first attempt. This for a 12-0 lead for the champions. It is a 12-0 lead. Gateshead begin to take a stranglehold on this game. The Thorman family and friends, 30 of them here in the northeast. Neil Thorman starring for the Thunder today. Chris, known to is his brother. Neil the younger, Chris the older of the two, and Chris well known to the Super League viewers at the Gulf Farm Stadium. Gateshead 12-0 up. But Doncaster, well, they were trailing 12-0 last week against York City Knights and came back to win 34-32, so it's not beyond them.
It's not beyond them, Ben. They've got so many talented players in the competition, in the team. And you look at Zeb Luisi, and they're looking at plays like this guy who gets his hands on the ball. They want him to attack, they want him to chime into the line as much as they can. But what they need to do, they need to be playing on the front foot. At the minute, the forwards aren't been dominant enough, and that's not been helped by the way that they're playing as a team. There's no support players, there's no one pushing up in the next hole, which is totally the opposite to the way Gateshead are playing.
Saw a shot there of Neil Thorman, and there's more Thormans to tell us about, Bill.
Well, you mustn't forget Paul Thorman down in London as well, who's been also a factor in the Gateshead Thunder story. And mum and dad, Ken and Phyllis, who have really championed the cause. Phyllis involved with the history of the Gateshead Thunder as well, and she is there in the stand. 30 family members and associates sitting with them in that group and having a great time here tonight. They've come here to party, and at the moment everything is on course for a celebration for them.
12-0 they lead. It is the perfect first 25 minutes for the Gateshead Thunder, looking for a 19th win of the season. The only team to win an away match against Gateshead is Barrow this season, so a hugely impressive home record within a hugely impressive 2008 campaign for Gateshead Thunder. This is Michael Knowles for them.
Now that's better defence from Doncaster. They've got to get off the line, they've got to dominate. The Foreman fans there, you can see them chanting in the crowd. They're really excited about the way that Gateshead are playing, but Doncaster have really got to step up the defence. They've got to really restrict this Gateshead side. They've restricted them to 24 metres there, probably 30 metres in this set of 6. Better defensive set.
Suka trying to get his side forward on the last tackle. The kick comes in. It's down the throat there of Luisi. Couple quickly in, and among them Dean Jameson there with a strong tackle on the fullback. This is Colton now.
Come on, lads, with me. 2 and hold. 2 go.
Laurie steps over the ball, and Wayne Retty takes over.
3, leave it.
Retty stopped there by Jason Payne. Over halfway, Doncaster then with Mark Castle now.
4, go.
Corey Laurie over for Luke Gale, and Luke Gale's pass almost intercepted there by Dan Russell. It was Nathan Freer who continued the movement forward, and Luke Gale with another teasing kick. It's going to be picked up out of the air by Josh Whedon, and Josh Whedon, well, he's been awarded the try, and that is a crucial try for Doncaster. Josh Whedon, a try on his debut against York for the deadline day recruit. That's his 4th try of the season, and it's come at a vital time for Doncaster.
Well, Doncaster were quickest to react to this ball, but the Gateshead side just stood and watched. It was an unlucky bounce for Neil Thorman. Any young kids watching at home, never let a rugby league ball bounce. It can bounce anywhere, literally. There you go, it bounces up in the air. Josh Whedon picks up, delighted with that score. That'll do wonders for the confidence. They need to get back into the game, Doncaster. Gateshead have dominated the first 26 minutes. But Luke Gale with his kicking game can break this defence down.
40 goals already, as you see, for Luke Gale. And a simple opportunity for him. And a vital contribution puts Doncaster on the board in this game. Kick from Gale. The try from Whedon. It's only his 2nd try. He moved from Dewsbury on deadline day, 3 tries for the Rams as well, and something for Dave Woods to think about.
He doesn't look very happy, Dave Woods, but I wouldn't look very happy if I was Ellery Hanley. There was a play before that on the 4th play. Luke Gale took the ball to the line, attracted 4 defenders, and no one was running into that hole with conviction. You've got to make sure that if your halfback goes to the line, someone's got to push up with him and come up with that play, that honest play, where you're going to get a whack, but you've got to go through that line and hit it with some conviction.
That's buoyed the Doncaster confidence. Matt Barron quickly in though for Gateshead. Laurie. Now it's Buttery now. Stopped by opposite number Ryan Clark. Laurie. This time for Craig Lawton, and Lawton with a run around with Corey Laurie and a good kick. Testing the Gateshead left-hand side. It's Ben McAlpine who picks up, but he has the strength to stay in the field of play.
That's a tremendous kick from Corey Laurie. Great reaction from Dean Colton as well. If Briggs and Gale are the brains trust of this Doncaster side, then Corey Laurie's the heartbeat. He needs a good game for his side to do well in this fixture tonight. He needs to be everywhere. So far, the opening 28, 29 minutes, he needs to pick it up just a little bit.
Kevin Neighbour played the ball. See the sun again as Dylan Nash gets a great ball away, and Michael Knowles has space in front of him. Michael Knowles has support inside. It's a great tackle, but Michael Knowles still goes through. Didn't get the offload away. It was Dan Russell who was hunting the support play there. Quick play the ball, and Thorman got the ball away, but Scrappy and Gateshead maybe too quick for their own good there.
An outstanding offload from Dylan Nash. A right-handed offload, just gets, as we see the play after the break. Look at that, that's absolutely first class. And Michael Knowles pins his ears back. Great shot from Zeb Luisi. Full-back, he's not afraid to put the big shots on.
It's a hugely important contribution as well there, as Gateshead look to stretch away again. Big hit this time from Jason Payne. Half an hour gone. The 3 Gateshead defenders in there to carry Nathan Freer over the halfway line. Gale with the kick, bounced away there from Dean Colton, and Stuart Sanderson knocked the ball on.
Well, that's better vision from the Doncaster side. They're looking up, they're seeing that they're condensed. Dean Colton was free outside, but they just couldn't get the ball to him, but they've got the ball back. It's trying to be a bit inventive now with the plays. They need to try and test this Doncaster side. I'd say it's probably the wider pass that's going to beat this side. They're defending so trying to dominate Doncaster.
A couple of players down the Gateshead left-hand side, they may feel that is the weaker area to exploit. This time, though, to their left-hand side, and good tackling that time from Matt Barron. Corey Laurie. It's Luisi trying to get away. It's a good tackle around his legs from Dan Russell, but quick play the ball. Wayne Retty is there.
Gateshead offside, unable to make the 10 metres in defence. That speed around the ruck is really paying dividends for Doncaster now.
And a great opportunity to post another try here for Doncaster. That's Peter Green. Nathan Freer charging onto that ball, but stopped. Good tackle there coming in from Jason Payne. Corey Laurie trying to poach one. Laurie so strong from acting halfback, and Laurie gets over for a crucial try. How many times have we said that about the number 9? You called him the heartbeat, Barry. And Corey Laurie for his 15th try of the season. A vital contribution for Doncaster, 8 minutes before half-time.
A very experienced player, Corey Laurie. Just a simple body angle gets beneath Jason Payne. Tremendous work, not only to anticipate that the player would be on, to execute it perfectly. He knows what he's going to do when he picks the ball up. That's going to delight these Doncaster fans. It's going to delight the Doncaster fans in the Gladdow Club. Big section of them there. They'll be cheering him on.
New Zealand A international. Represented Canterbury Bulls as well in the Bartercard Cup. Luke Gale with another simple attempt from in front of the post. He's converted that, and so from 12-0 down, Doncaster pull back level, 12 points apiece. They are not prepared for Gateshead to celebrate this title easily.
And that just goes to show, if you play the ball quickly, they've got the players that can exploit the gaps. That's probably the only time that they've not defended tight, they've not defended the ruck. And Corey Lauder there scoring a real soft try. Dave Woods will not be happy with that. When hookers score tries, the coaches are really, really disappointed, because you've got to defend from the ruck outwards.
Talk about Gateshead's form, but Doncaster in some form themselves. 3 wins from their last 3 games. They've won against York. They won 23-16 at the London Scholars, and against Oldham by 18 points to 10. But a knock-on to put them under pressure.
We say it all the time, the next set after scoring a try is the most important. Craig Lawton losing the ball there in his haste to get up, play the ball quickly. You've got to control, you've got to complete that next set of 6 after scoring a try.
I'll call it.
And it's handed Gateshead Thunder a massive opportunity to score a try of their own here. Neil Thorman for Ben McAlpine.
Kev Luisi trying to strip that ball, he was one-on-one.
Now it's Dylan Nash, and Nash
2 on your line.
trying to probe that Doncaster left-hand side.
2, go.
Matt Barron. Neil Thorman now. Thorman looks for Russell.
3, release him. 3, come on here.
It was Laurie's weight that completed the tackle in the end. Dean Jameson with space. Jameson finds McAlpine, there's an overlap, and Kevin Neighbour, as he's stretched over, this could be 2 for Kevin Neighbour. Gateshead show just how dangerous they are in attack again. But Ronnie Lawton has handed this on for Ray Tennant to have a second look.
Is it a double movement, Ben? I was wrong on the last one. I think he's short there. He's done well, Kevin Neighbour, because when I watched it first, I thought he's bounced over and give it a second motion, if you like, and a double movement. He's just maybe trying to kid us and con us. Is that one motion? What would you say, Tez? Because I was wrong last time.
You'd like to see it at full pace, because he's not lifted his elbow up, he's not gone again, he's put his body weight over the ball, try and forced it down that way. So it's not double movement as in lifting the ball. Here we see full motion. I'd say that was a second effort.
Would you say the motion or the momentum has stopped, or?
Kevin Neighbour already got the benefit of the doubt from the video referee on one occasion. What does Ray Tennant say this time? It's 2 for Kevin Neighbour. And just when Doncaster get themselves back into the match, an error gives Gateshead the chance to forge ahead again. 2 tries for Kevin Neighbour takes him to a score this season.
Ellery Adley will be so disappointed with that. It was just a simple numbers play here. The hands going, the ball going through the hands, and Kevin Neighbour just maybe outsmarts that Doncaster defence. Whenever you're making a tackle, secure the ball, look after the ball when you're that close to the line. It doesn't matter whether they go over the line, just as long as people don't get a chance to put it down. Kevin Neighbour's had a very enterprising first 30 minutes. I'm glad I didn't put any money on that, because I'd have lost it. You were right, Tez, spot on.
Dan Russell will want to increase this Gateshead lead, as Dave Woods will be happy that his side have gone ahead again. He's managed to complete that with a great kick, and that will please Dave Woods. You may not know it from that particular shot, but Dave Woods happy that they have gone straight down the field and scored themselves after Doncaster had crossed for their second try. Teetotal Dave Woods, he has promised that he will share a beer if they do win this game. He doesn't want to be going into a title celebration on the back of a loss.
He's had a tremendous first half, Jason Payne. But you've got to credit as well Ben McAlpine. He sucked in the Doncaster defenders. He's moved back to fullback now for the injured Stuart Kane, and he's been fantastic. He's chiming into that line like you want all your good fullbacks to do.
Ryan Clark, very busy since his introduction at hooker. Dorman plays the ball to Clark again, using that right-hand side of the field, and the offload comes in for Ben McAlpine. McAlpine fighting to get over halfway. Good tackle from Luke Gale, wrestles him to the ground. Nathan Freer now.
1 or 2 offloads from Gateshead now. Again, secure that ball, make sure they can't promote it.
Last tackle, so Dan Russell puts a huge kick up. Great take though, coming in from Dean Colton. They've put him under pressure several times tonight, and Dean Colton on that occasion comes up with all the answers.
And it's a lonely play, stood under that ball when you've got 2 players run at you. You can see him out the corner, high pressuring you. Oh, fantastic play there by Dean Colton.
Wayne Retty plays the ball. 4 Gateshead defenders in initially. Laurie dumped unceremoniously there by Michael Knowles. He doesn't like the tackle. Knowles is in there. It's Ryan Clark as well.
It's on. Tremendous work from Gateshead in defence. Their speed of the line has really pressured Gateshead, has really pressured Doncaster, sorry. And Gateshead have been aggressive in defence, forcing errors, and Corey Law, as I said, the heartbeat of this Doncaster side, taking exception. Picked up and dumped there. No player likes that. He pulled at that ball. On second or third look at it, I'm not sure whether Matty Knowles or Michael Knowles, sorry, rips that ball out. But again, keep your focus, lads. Let's get back to rugby league.
Yeah, so the penalty's what for somebody striking? Lifting it, right, OK. Right, we've got a penalty for lifting in the tackle, OK, and a incident's going on report.
May hear some more about this in midweek.
Yeah,
Corey Laurie.
Dropping him down. Back there.
It's a dangerous tackle, certainly. Corey Laurie.
It's always a tough tackle to control when you've got somebody underneath, you lift him up, but then someone comes in over the top because you're not in control, and the guy who's initially making the contact is not there. And Michael Knowles, who was found guilty then, or sorry, not found guilty, but he was guilty of that offence in the ref's eyes.
Inside the last minute, 6 points the difference, and Doncaster would love to sneak over for another try and tie this one up again.
He's made a massive difference, Nathan Freer, since he got on. He's run with conviction.
That's a strong run from Craig Lawton. It's set up a platform on this near side for Doncaster. Kevin Neighbour strong on Andreas Bauer there though. Chris Buttery this time for Doncaster.
Watch for the high kick from Luke Gale to the corner.
Last tackle. Kyle Briggs decides to run it, and Kyle Briggs is tackled on the last. It will be the turnover, and maybe not the right option for Doncaster. Nothing to play for then at 12 apiece, and then that try from Kevin Neighbour puts Gateshead back in control. 2 tries for Kevin Neighbour have given those Gateshead fans something to smile about at half-time. They will celebrate the title, whatever happens here, but they're ahead at half-time by 18 points to 12.